Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. This is Deborah from cookingwithdeborah.com, which is my website. Also, my YouTube page is Deborah Cooks in Brooklyn, and that's how you can find me on Instagram. It's Deborah Cooks in Brooklyn, so look for those, okay? Anyway, I'm going to make this dish with it's in my recipe. It's smoked paprika roasted chicken with kale. But on my website, it's with spinach. But guess what? I only have kale, which I'm cutting corners, or shall I say, semi-homemade. All right, because I'm not using a fresh vegetable, even though it's fresh, but it's frozen. So I'm using kale instead of the spinach, and I just made 2 little changes. The recipe calls for 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, and I used 1.5 teaspoons, and I also added granulated onion powder. All right, so really, I just made 2 different changes, and I'm going to probably either just add it to my website, or I'm just going to make a new recipe. We'll see how this goes. Anyway, for this recipe, I'm using 4, I got to adjust this a minute. I'm using 4 chicken thighs. Can y'all see this? 4 chicken thighs, okay? 4 chicken thighs. I already prepared my, I'm going to turn this here fire on first. I already prepared my rub, or my seasoning. You want to call it a rub, you can call it a rub, which consists of 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of granulated garlic, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, right? And 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt, like I said. Those are really basically the changes that I made, which is the, I added a 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt and the onion powder, all right? And basically that's it. So basically, again, like I said, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of granulated garlic, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, and 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of fresh black pepper. Those are all the ingredients in here, okay? So what I'm going to do is, I got the oven on as well, because this dish is going to go in the oven for approximately 30 minutes. Okay, it's going to go 30, it's going to be 15 minutes, and then it's going to go for additional another 15 minutes. Okay, so we're going to pan sear it first. So I have my pan heating up over here, and while it's heating up, right, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil, okay? Two tablespoons of olive oil. Ooh, I don't want to bang because these cameras are over here working. I'm also recording on my digital camera. I'm still new with this, y'all guys. I'm trying. And so that's that. So I'm going to turn this fire down low because I don't want it up too high yet. And now I'm going to season. Let me make sure I got a good view of this camera. Let me just adjust. I hope I don't have to do this. I didn't want to do that, but I'm going to adjust a little bit. Okay. Let me make sure y'all can see this chicken. Really good. Too many angles. I got a lot of angles going on in here, and it's driving me crazy, okay? So I'm going to season the chicken liberally, okay? So, season this chicken. I'm just going to season it. Now, if I use all of this, it'd be a good thing. I'm going to try to use as much, because I like my chicken to be flavorful. I don't want my chicken to not be seasoned. God knows I hate unseasoned food. And I don't like salty food either. Okay, so I don't like salty food. Let me just make sure this camera is really, I don't want it to tip, but I do want it to just focus. Okay, the chicken is out the oven. 15 minutes. And so now I'm going to add my kale. Okay, I'm just going to put it around the chicken. Not on it, around the chicken. Around the chicken. Nicely, looks pretty. I have this dish on my page, and I loved it. And the juices from the, and I also drained it, okay? So I had to drain it a little bit because, you know, the chicken has skin. Let me get as much as kale as I can in here. You can get a lot in here. So this was a 16-ounce bag, and I believe it's about a little less than maybe 8 ounces left. So I'm gonna try to get it all in here because it's gonna shrink once it cooks down, okay? So I just want the chicken to be exposed and not covered by the kale, okay? So you're basically putting it around it. See how nice it looks? That's a nice dish. So basically you can't get all in here because it looks like I'm gonna, okay, that's enough. It's gonna cook down. And this is the frozen kale. Now you could do this with fresh kale, but I think it's better if you do it with frozen, okay? Because frozen already have water in it, basically. All right, and now I'm gonna put it back in the oven for 15 more minutes. Anywhere between 15 until the chicken is done, okay? And then we might have to put it in the broiler for 2 minutes just to brown it a little bit more and crisp up the skin. Okay, so it's gonna go in the oven for 15 more minutes, and then we'll see what's the next step. Okay, now I'm back, guys. Okay, so this is the dish. I had to leave it in for 20 minutes extra, 20 minutes instead of 15. So now I'm going to put it in the broiler. I have the broiler on for high and set the broiler. All right, I'm going to put it in here. The broiler, just to get it a little more browner, that's all. A little browner. I'm going to put it on for 1 minute first, and I'm going to see. So kitchen timer, 1 minute, start. And I also saved some of the little juice that I drained off the chicken. I saved the juicing. So for 1 minute, that's going to go. And it's done. I did it because, and let me tell you, make sure that the chicken, it's on my website. It needs to reach its internal temperature, which is 165. So I went another 5 minutes because it just needed to go another 5 minutes. Some of these styles were a little bigger than my recipe when I first initially wrote the recipe. So it's okay because you have to go by the internal temperature more so than anything else, okay? So I'm going to let it, here's my thermometer. Always have one of these on hand, okay? Always have one of these. These are so good. You can't go wrong with a food thermometer. Okay, hold on. Let's check. Let's clear that. Let me see. Ooh, look, it's getting nice and bubbly. I'm not even going to put it in for 2 minutes because it doesn't need it. Oh, so 1 minute because I had it on high instead of low. This is so beautiful. Look at the dish, everybody. I want you to see this. Look how gorgeous that look, right? And then you can add a little bit of the juice on top. Oh, this is so good. This is going to be good. And this is what I advise you to do. It's a little bit of salt because I didn't put any on the kale because you really didn't need that much. But just in case, just a little bit. And then, remember you got juices down at the bottom. Look at this here. This dish is beautiful. This dish is amazing. 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 So crisp up. I don't want to do 2 minutes because I have it on high. Let me taste. Let's taste. It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. There you have it, guys. Beautiful dish, right? Until next time, join me again soon Bye-bye, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video.